remarks a little bit based on the late hour,
Okay,
but
sure.
and a lot of folks shared a lot of what I was going to at least underscore.
Okay.
So what I'd like to do is really talk about bridging the conversation between the STEM and the STEAM within the Silicon Valley context. So starting with, no surprise to probably most of you in the room, is that Silicon Valley culture is unique, just like every other region of the state of California. We're all diverse. And so we bring our own lens to this conversation and the investments we make. So the Silicon Valley lens, we're a scrappy startup culture, male, engineering dominated, and so the STEM, of course, is the dominant investment and conversation when it comes to philanthropic investment. So one of our challenges is how do we connect with the region that we're in and what motivates them to invest, because we all love the arts, and we know, as Gretchen and Maurice so eloquently pointed out, there's a deep connection between technology and the arts and the investments that we make and the public policies that drive those. So I'm going to use 3 programs or initiatives that we're working on as part of this illustration. I only have 3 slides, and so I'll try to walk through this quickly. The first one is a slide about the studio, and this is a program that is targeting teens in Silicon Valley. About 1,400 go through it each year. And what it is that it is a distributed network of digital media studios and curriculum that essentially engages teens at the places where they are. So we go to sometimes inside the schools. We also go to community centers, boys and girls clubs, and we have a relationship with the county with their alternative schools, including juvenile hall. And these kids produce, write, act, film, direct, and produce music videos and short films about subjects they care about. And I wanted you to see their faces because if you can't see them also up close, but there's joy and excitement and interest in the opportunity that they're given. And this not only builds their skills, which goes to sort of the Silicon Valley investment interest, is that it's 21st century skills. They're working with digital media and the kinds of technology, but they're also building the collaborative skills and the creative thinking skills. So in this particular case, Adobe, one of our Silicon Valley companies, they've invested over $1 million in the growth of this program over the last several years. So it's very exciting, and it's one of those examples of how do you bridge that sort of investment and engagement divide between the arts and our so-called geek culture. So the second, let's see if I've got that. The second is a project that is called Imagine VMC. The Valley Medical Center is our public hospital in Santa Clara County, and we have been invited with a cadre of 14 cultural institutions to reimagine their space. It's 300 square feet wing of a public hospital, and we are infusing that wing with arts and creativity by repurposing, reusing exhibitions from our local cultural institutions. They range from the Children's Discovery Museum to the Palo Alto Arts Center to the Tech Museum, History Museum, and in this case, this is a vision of before and after, but this is not the finished product. This is the vision for the future. Our partner for the aquarium inside the lobby will be the Monterey Bay Aquarium. So it's an example of leveraging. And Silicon Valley loves leverage. They love collaborations. They love innovative models. And in this particular case, because it's our public hospital, living in the era of the Affordable Care Act, they have to become more competitive. So they are using this as a financial model as well as building their business model for sustainability. So we're really excited that the arts can play a role in such an important civic project. Silicon Valley also loves, they invest a lot in basic needs, so the idea that this is health related, and the fact that it serves the poorest children and families in Silicon Valley. I mean, the other, maybe unknown fact about Silicon Valley is we have a lot of poverty, as I know Assemblyman Chu understands, so that we have pockets of poverty within this incredible wealth. So for the arts to play a role that is a positive role that not only increases access to those who don't have access, but also to improve the business model for a public hospital, very exciting. The third project I want to highlight is called the Creative Center at Japantown Square. This has been 15 years in the making and is an example of how the arts can play a creative placemaking and revitalization, economic vitality. We're going to be part of, this is a 60,000 square foot facility that is in schematic design at the moment, and it will house not only the cherished San Jose Taiko, arts organization of San Jose, but also dozens of other arts organizations. And why Silicon Valley is attracted to this is they love the new business models that the 21st century arts community, I think, has to embrace new ways of doing business. So this is about lowering overhead for the ecosystem. But it's also about connecting to the Japantown community and the incredible history and cultural heritage that are there, and making it a place that the community feels pride in, and certainly activates their neighborhood. Those are three examples of the kinds of things that have bridged the divide, if you will, between Silicon Valley and the arts community from the standpoint of raising the value and visibility of the arts. And we certainly have more work to do, but I'd like to point out that we are a recipient of state funding, and we feel a strong partnership with the California Arts Council, and that we leverage your funds to actually do the kind of work that I've shared today. And so I guess I'm here to thank you for the investments that you make, but also to underscore that the character of our state is defined by the choices we make. And as legislators, you have to make choices every day. It's where do you spend your time and what do you champion? And I think it's just important for everyone to remember that the investment that you make in the cultural sector creates jobs, inspires a creative workforce, builds the next generation of creatives, or helps to build that next new innovator. And it's really important work. And so I'm very proud to be part of it. Thank you.